side that Arsenal hosted from France. It was RC Lens, and Arsenal went ahead to win it by 6-0. And guess what? PSG is a different kind of opponent altogether. So we are waiting to see whether Arsenal is really going to come up with a plan. And if at all you feel like you have something to say about what the result is going to be like, go into the live chat section, and you'll obviously see what we call what is it called? It's called the predictions, and you can as well choose whether it's going to be an Arsenal win, PSG win, or a draw against these big sides that have gone ahead, obviously coming through, and we did sort it out in here onto this channel. We thank God and Allah. So let's obviously go into who is behind this video. Who is behind this video? He's known as Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, and they also have a lot in what we call used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom. Call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and that is Mono Gadgets for you, and they're willing to obviously be at your service. That is Mono Gadgets for you. UEFA Champions League match day 2, first match day. Arsenal went ahead, obviously draw to Atalanta by it was a barren draw. That's what we can obviously go ahead and obviously have to say about this beautiful game of football that's going to be played at the Emirates Stadium. But the big question is who is starting and who is not into the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. Now, when you look at Arsenal, David Raya, Julian Timber, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ricardo Carafiori, Rice, Thomas Partey, Trossard, Saka, Martinelli, and Kai Havertz. That is the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal as they get into this beautiful game of football. Then they also have Neto, Porter, Kivio, Kachuri, Robinson, Lewis Kelly, Merino, Jorginho, Waneri, Sterling, Jesus, Butler, Oyedeji. That is the bench for the club of Arsenal. As I told you, that Mikel Merino was part of the squad that really arrived at the Emirates. He has made it onto the bench, and we're waiting to see whether the manager will trust him with some minutes into this beautiful game of football. Then we are having Donnarumma, that is for the side of PSG, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, Emery, Yao Neves, Dow, Lee Kang, and Bakola. That is the starting 11 for PSG. Then for substitutes, it's Staffon, Ananu, Anas, Skriniar, Baledo, Hanach, Zagi, Fabian Luiz, Mayul, Asensio, Kolomwani, and Mbaye. That is the starting 11 for the club of PSG. And obviously we've also gone ahead to look at the bench, and we now know what the plan of these two managers is. Now, what is the formation of these teams? When you look at Arsenal, Google is showing us that Arsenal is going to go in for a 4-4-2 system, and I'm like, oh my god, is it really a 4-4-2 system for the club of Arsenal? And here we come, and that's how you saw it onto the screen, with David Raya in goal, retaining his position. Julian Timber has gone ahead to come in through as a right back for the club of Arsenal. Ricardo Carafiori, left back for the club of Arsenal. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are being played as the two central defenders into this game. Saka, right winger, and Martinelli, left winger. Partey and Rice playing to the double pivot. Then Kai Havertz and Trossard are really leading the line for the club of Arsenal, and it's really unchanged from the team that went ahead to play against the side of Leicester City. And maybe the manager really trusts this side, obviously coming through and obviously do the needful. Now, over match, they're showing us a 4-4-2. That doesn't really incline this team to obviously be playing this system throughout. They can play a 4-2-3-1. They can change to a 4-3-3. They can change to a 4-1-3-2. They can change to any they can change to any style, any system that they feel like they really want to do in here for you. When you look at PSG, they really have the following: Donnarumma in goal. Hakimi Ashraf is playing as the right back. Mendes left back. Marquinhos and Pacho central defense. Now Vitinha comes in through to play into the CDM area alongside João Neves and Emery, meaning that the manager has not gone ahead, obviously go what we call lightweight into that midfield like he did on Friday when he was playing into the league game. Then Doe is playing as a right winger or right forward, replacing Osman Dembele, who fell out with the manager. Then Bakola is being played as a left back, and Kaylee is being played as the center forward, and he's really in fine form. And I tell you what, he can do a lot to obviously cause a lot of damage to the side of Arsenal. Now, this is where the game of football is really going to be won. Look at this area, the midfield. You get João Neves, Vitinha, and Zaire, are really going to be just linked out with Partey, Rice, Trossard, and Kai Havertz. So that's where the game of football is really going to be won, and I'm like, I just can't wait to see how these players are really going to implement what the manager has come out and obviously had to say about their beautiful game of football. But as I told you, 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal, and that was my prediction. But there are some stats that I want to read to you before we head into this game of football, because we are 13 minutes late to obviously coming through and put in the Rokani shift all together. Now, when you look at the stats are like Arsenal failed in the final to score in the final of the UEFA Champions League game to score. They never scored in their final game, and the previous two games haven't gone to play. Correction now, Arsenal playing 4-2-3-1 system. That is it. 4-2-3-1 system. It's what Arsenal really playing tonight. Now, I said this before in the match preview that Arsenal failed to score, and they need to obviously come up and really score. Secondly, Arsenal had just 9 touches in the opposition box in their 0-0 draw with Atalanta last time out. Their fewest in UEFA Champions League match 2014 in a game against Bayern Munich, also 9. So Arsenal had only 9 touches in the opposition box area. You get that is really worrying a little bit if I told you an Arsenal fan. And maybe today, being at Emirates, it's really gonna give you vibes to come in through and obviously go ahead and really do the needful and attack this team left, right, and center. Now, only 3 players have played for both Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain in UEFA Champions League, with the current Gunners boss Arteta being one of those, alongside Nicolas Anelka and Lassana Diarra. So that is also on the cards. And lastly, the last Paris Saint-Germain player to score in the UEFA Champions League was Kylian Mbappe on April 16th when they're playing Barcelona, with the French side attempting 71 shots without scoring in the competition since then. Indeed, they've only landed 14 of those 71 shots on target, but have hit the woodwork on 4 occasions. So that is another huge hint that you guys really needed to know. Saka is captaining the side of Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta, speaking to Amazon Prime, he said, I'm really looking forward to it. It's the kind of game you want to play and scenarios you want to be involved in. By the way, that is the kind of game that Arsenal wants to play, because this is when you test your squad and how far it has gone to hit, obviously reach in as far as its ruthlessness is really concerned, and its wrath. Can they really take on this side? Obviously, we are waiting to know. And on keeping the same starting 11 as the weekend, say no, it wasn't an easy decision. It never is, because everyone is giving me headaches. However, we believe that for the start of the game, this team is the right fit. There is a lot of versatility on and off the ball, a lot of physicality which is required at this level, a goal threat, everything we are looking for. That's what Arteta had to say. On Mikel Merino on the bench said it is a possibility that he plays. I don't have players on the bench if they are not ready to play. That is Arteta for you. On PSG, they are a team that want to dominate the ball, to win it back as soon as they lose it. Luis Enrique's character and fingerprints are all over the team. He has won this competition before and has huge experience already with few different teams. That's why this will be a big test for the club of Arsenal. So that's what Arteta really had to say about you guys. And for the fans of Arsenal, I tell you, we are going to be returning with the match reaction after this game of football is done and dusted. And this is what we had for you in here onto the Rokani Media Football. We out. Let's head into the game, and we're going to be returning with a big bang. 2-1 win. That's my prediction. I'm out. And let me see how you guys are going to obviously make those predictions. I'm having Zuma Richard. Zuma Richard, thanks for the update, bro. Big up, brother. Arua loves you. All right. Then we're having Juliet Steffi. Well done, Aradi. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Then Boaz. He's from Rwanda, and thank you for obviously watching in through. And let's call it done now, and I'm going to be returning with the match reaction. Bye-bye.